Yo, what is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix, and this is going to be your daily tarot and astrology reading for Friday, September 27th of 2024. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Trusting you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful day. Let's go ahead and hop into today's video and get some cards, see what the planets are doing, so we can see how you can be better prepared to navigate these insane and wild pivotal times that we are all in. I have the Page of Cups, or the Page of Gemstones, upright. This does talk about being more of a student of our emotions, being okay with our emotions, learning from that space. Although generally the page, like I said, the page is usually a little bit more rough around the edges. But this is about having that compassion for ourselves and realizing that, hey, he's making this necklace with this monkey here. So there's obviously like a connection. Emotional intelligence, I think, is something that's going to be coming up today. So not being so overreactive to things, although it's going to be kind of interesting considering what the moon is doing on this day, since it is going to be in Leo this entire day, right? So let's see what else we have to go along with this. I have the Three of Wands upright, or the Three of Bones. What I like about this card is that instead of having someone just looking out at the sunset, pondering what's the future, this person's actually climbing towards something. And it's almost like this person that's like meeting him at the top of this building that he's climbing up. And that's his friend next to him, like the leopard and stuff. It's almost like, hey, there's like a goal that we're kind of striving for, and this is almost sort of like a checkpoint. So I think today is probably a bit of an emotional checkpoint where we can kind of check in with ourselves, see how we're feeling about things, kind of assess where things are, and then we kind of just make our determination as far as how we're going to move forward. Because the Three of Wands always speaks about how are you going to move forward, how are we looking into the future, are we overly pondering things, are we just jumping right into things. We have to find that balance between taking the time to kind of think through things, kind of take in consideration the things that are going on. With the couple with the Page of Cups here, this is really about us checking in with ourselves emotionally. If you haven't already had a chance to do that, check in with the way that you're feeling about things in your various situations, your relationships, your job, purpose, whatever it is. This is a time to kind of just check in and be like, okay, how am I feeling about this? What is this feeling telling me? I think this is about being the observer of our feelings, not getting too absorbed and wrapped up in them, but also not neglecting them too. So I do like that these cards are coming out at the same time, so where it's sort of like, yes, let's consider the emotions and how we're feeling about things, but let's not get so absorbed and wrapped up into it to where we start to act in ways that may be seen as impulsive or jumping the gun, right? Now, astrologically, we don't really have a whole lot going on this day. It's sure, like I said, there's going to be the moon that's going to be making most of the aspects throughout the day. It's going to make a square to Venus, although this is going to be happening really early in the morning, so unless you're on the other side of the planet or in Europe, you're not really going to feel this energy as much, right? We will also see that moon make a sextile over to the sun, but once again, like I said, that's pretty earlier on in the day. The main thing today is that moon that's going to make the quincunx over to Saturn here at 14 degrees. Now, granted, this is going to be a little bit later in the day, so this is sort of building up, if you will. And like I said, this is the main thing that we're going to feel today. I mean, we have Uranus that's off of the 27th degree of Taurus, so now it's back conjuncting Algol, right? We have Mars is building up to its trine with Saturn. We have the Mercury Sun Cazimi that's building up to this new moon solar eclipse, right? So we do have some building up energy, and also we have energy that's kind of slowing down. Like Jupiter's slowing down, but it isn't sextile to Chiron. So as far as exact aspect wise, this moon in Leo, much more fired up, much more concerned about how we are creative, how we are passionate, how we shine our light in this world, how we can live more from our heart space and live more from that, just kind of have that, where can we have more courage in our life? Where can we have more bravery in our life? This moon in Leo, the quincunx over to Saturn is like, we have to have a little bit more courage when walking the spiritual path and maintain spiritual integrity to not get so wrapped up in the matrix, but also not get so wrapped up in the clouds too. I think that's the interesting thing about this. As like I was talking to my dad earlier about this. It's like, I can see how getting way caught up in the clouds in the spiritual, how you can get so absorbed into that where it can be extreme. But you can also simultaneously get so absorbed into the matrix and believe everything that you see and not take into consideration the spiritual. So we have to find a way to kind of balance these different aspects here, right? So this moon in Leo, like I said though, like this moon in Leo, it's in a fire sign. Saturn is immutable water, so you take in. We're all going to be a lot more passionate about things. When the moon is in Leo, people are going to be wanting to be more center stage. It gives main character kind of vibes. It gives more of like that, that prodigal son hero kind of vibes. The moon in Leo, where everyone kind of wants to be the main attraction. Quincunx over to Saturn is like that may not necessarily be the case in every different facet, but I think this is about, are you still walking within your spiritual integrity? And those things that you are involved with creativity wise, passion wise, do you actually feel something there? I think that's the other thing too, is like, do you actually feel something there? This also can do with romance. Can you actually feel that something is there? I think the quincunx to Saturn is saying like, what, it may not always feel like it's all hunky-dory, like it's all rainbows and sunshines and beautiful flowers. Sometimes it's going to be a little bit more challenging. Sometimes it's going to take a little bit more time and effort to build things, because that's what Saturn's all about. It's all about building things, and it's all about a long-term investment. But the moon moves very fast. And with Leo, it wants a little bit more instant gratification, especially also considering the fact that we have Venus also in Scorpio during this time as well. And that's definitely going to be much more so about like, what are the things that make me feel good like right now. So it's an interesting day, Friday. We're just kind of building up to a lot more of the major transits that are going to be occurring here, including the Yod. Including the Yod. That's the main thing that we're building up to, is when that moon is in these final degrees of Leo, and it makes the quincunx over to Neptune and Pluto. That's kind of the big thing that I'm seeing here. And that's going to be much more of a Saturday thing that we talk about and a Sunday thing that we talk about, where we're seeing once again some of the biggest transits of the week happening on the weekend. So final card right here I have is the Emperor card in reverse. Yep, so trying to overly force your way, the way that it needs to look for your ego, is going to lead you to a place of frustration. This is about being a lot more emotionally perceptive, emotionally receptive, but also, much more emotionally intelligent. We don't want to just whip them around like it's like, we don't want to just whip our emotions around and just like emotionally dump on people. We don't want to do that today, but we want to be able to look forward towards the future. We want to be able to climb towards something with that three of bones, right? And we want to be able to be compassionate and emotionally connect as well. So that's really what it comes down to. I think today is going to be a day about how can we be more emotionally intelligent, much more compassionate, and not allow our ego to get in the way, especially for those who are in positions of leadership or power. This Emperor card in reverse is saying like, trying to strong arm your team and strong arm everything, and not taking into consideration those around you or even the people that work below you. Trying to strong arm your way into things is not going to yield you the results that you want. So I have the card of universal love. This card came up in I think it was the weekly, the cosmic convergence that this came up in. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. That is the name of the game. That is what we should all be focusing on. Like I said, Friday is going to be a day where we're all kind of going through like this emotional checkpoint to kind of see where we are, which kind of makes sense that we get this right before the Yod. And this Yod, like I said, it's going to put somebody center stage on this Saturday going into Sunday. I guess we'll see who it is. That's going to do it for your daily tarot and astrology reading. I trust that this message will assist you on your journey today. A little bit quicker of a message, but honestly, it is kind of short, sweet, and to the point. Not to mention, I'm here, of course, in the Atlanta metro area. we have that hurricane coming through, and it's starting to get gnarly out there. I actually left work early today to get home because I don't want to be out there in this. So if you happen to live in Georgia or Florida, hopefully you guys are being safe and stuff, considering this gnarly system that's rolling through. And I'll see you guys when I see you. Hopefully we don't lose power here. Hopefully we don't lose internet, but I can always film things from my phone if it doesn't die. And I'm making sure that all my stuff is charged and stuff. But y'all be safe out there. Take care. Stay blessed. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you all on the next video. Peace.